Image this. You meet her eyes throughout the room. Something in your chest tightens. Something older than your thoughts, older than your language, older than you. You believe you studied your seeing her. The curve of her lips, the manner her hair falls, the little flicker in her gaze that seems like an invitation. But Jung could laugh. He might tell you, this isn't her, it is you, it's your projection, the private, maximum risky trick your psyche performs on you. He called it thema, the hidden feminine within a man, a buried archetype that bursts to life when a woman crosses your course. Abruptly, you are no longer judging truth. You are drunk at the vision of your personal soul reflected lower back at you. This is why you mistake attraction for destiny, why lust looks like destiny, why she turns into a goddess to your eyes, even if she's flesh and bone, broken and human like anyone else. Carl Jung warned, each guy carries inside him the eternal photo of woman, now not the real female, however, a delusion that is deeply engraved in his unconscious. And here's the brutal truth. She knows this, maybe not consciously, but instinctively. She feels the spell in your eyes. She knows the manner preference makes you pliable, makes you generous, makes you weak. Reflect on consideration on it. How many guys have given away their time, their money, their loyalty, even their dignity for the faint promise of a woman who by no means cherished them? Desire is not innocent. It isn't always pure. It's Miles' strength. Jung understood what maximum guys cannot face. What you call chemistry is frequently your own subconscious chain's dam, that intoxicating pull, that lightning bolt through your chest. It is not her. It is your psyche shackling you to an phantasm. And inside the present-day world, this illusion has teeth sharper than ever earlier than Instagram, courting apps, only enthusiasts. 1 billion sparkling screens weaponize Jung's anima in opposition to you every single day. Every filtered photograph, every calculated smile, every subtle pose is a reflect aimed directly at your unconscious. And also you wonder why you sense addicted, why you maintain scrolling, why you cannot stop thinking about her. Because it isn't her, it's you. Your desire is being turned against you. That is the fact she does not need you to know. She would not need you to recognize that enchantment isn't love, that your obsession isn't mutual, that the fire inside you is self-made, and she or he only has to stand there basking in it whilst you burn. Carl Jung held up the mirror. Most men look away, but you are here, you are listening. And when you see this, you cannot unseen it. The query is, what will you do with this forbidden understanding? Carl Jung did now not take a look at ladies the manner modern day guys are recommended to as delicate angels floating above the dust of human nature. No, Jung saw something darker, something older. He saw archetypes, primal masks of femininity forged in the subconscious, passed down through centuries of blood, betrayal, and survival. The girl you choose isn't just herself. She is likewise the Eve discern, the temptress who lured Adam. She is thema, the internal female pressure that can either manual you towards wholeness or damage you with her shadow. Jung warned that what you call love often isn't love at all. It's ownership. It is the subconscious thoughts projecting fantasies onto her face. That explains why she feels magnetic, intoxicating, almost supernatural. It isn't always her you're seeing. It's the archetype she embodies, and archetypes are ruthless. They do no longer care about your soul. They care about strength trade, about feeding, approximately survival. Appearance intently at woman preference. Below the smiles and softness lies something greater dangerous. Approach. A lady's splendor isn't simply nature's decoration. It's a weapon sharpened over heaps of years. Jung might say she is each goddess and predator. She attracts you in with warm temperature but hides the shadow of Lilith, independence, rise up, the refusal to be tamed. It truly is why she fascinates you. It truly is why you can't forestall thinking about her. You're now not seeing her as she is. You're seeing the projection of every fantasy of womanhood burned into the male psyche since the sunrise of time. And here's the brutal fact. While she goals, she does no longer see you, no longer the man in his vulnerable depth, not the person who yearns to be recognized. She sees the archetype of issuer, protector, power holder. Choice attaches itself to what elevates her reputation, secures her survival, or ignites her rebellion. You're forged inside the position she chooses. Jung wrote that we do not turn out to be enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by means of making the darkness aware. In other phrases, until you see this shadow in female desire, you will continually be her pawn. You will suppose she loves you, while in reality she's dancing with your projection. She's now not mendacity awake, deliberating your soul. She's calculating regularly, unconsciously, if you are robust sufficient, excessive cost enough to satisfy the archetype she craves. This is why so many men end up damaged. They mistake archetypal preference for non-public love. They think they've observed a soulmate. What they have got actually found is a mask, and as soon as it slips, the disappointment is devastating. So the question will become, will you maintain chasing the illusion, or will you strip it naked, and in the end see her not as goddess or devil, however, as a person shaped with the aid of forces far older than each of you? Due to the fact till you face that reality, desire will personal you. Jung as soon as stated, we do not see others as there, we see them as we're. It really is the important thing to why guys fall headiest into the illusion of ladies. It isn't always due to the fact she's uniquely unique. It is because you project your subconscious fantasies onto her. You do not fall for her. You fall for the movie you've created to your mind, and she's been solid as the lead actress. This is what Jung known as projection, the psychological trick in which your unconscious throws its unmet desires, wounds, and longings onto some other man or woman. And women cloaked in mystery are the suitable canvas for this projection. Why? Because they rarely screen the whole fact of who they're. Female energy thrives on ambiguity, on subtlety, on thought. A glance, a smile, a hint, and your creativeness does the relaxation. You mistake her mystery for depth. You mistake her silence for knowledge. You mistake her corners for virtue. But in truth, she is neither saint nor goddess. She's simply human, and regularly greater strategic than you realize. The phantasm works due to the fact you want it to work. Your psyche craves it. You long to believe that she is exceptional, that she is the one, that she completes you. Here's the brutal reality Jung forces us to face. What you believe you studied is love at first sight, is not anything more than the unconscious spotting an archetype and projecting it onto her body. She fits the script you've been wearing in your thoughts, considering boyhood. The rescuer of loneliness, the balm for vacancy, the muse of greatness. But she's no longer those matters. She's a girl, and women, like men, are driven through instincts, wishes, and survival mechanisms. The mystery of girls is not that they may be unknowable. It is that you by no means stop to strip away your very own projections. You don't see her without a doubt because you don't want to. You see her via the fog of fable, via the intoxication of desire. And that is why you fall tough, speedy, and blind. This is why such a lot of men awaken months or years later asking, how should I now not see it? How may want to she betray me? How should I have been so stupid? The solution is straightforward. You weren't in love along with her. You had been in love with the phantasm you painted onto her face. Jung taught that the direction to freedom is brutal honesty with yourself. To tear the masks away, you ought to admit, what I loved was my own fable. What I chased became my own shadow. Till you may do that, ladies will always seem as mystical, magical beings who entrance and devastate you. The mystery isn't always in them, the thriller is in you. Jung taught us that the whole thing we repress, everything we deny, the entirety we refuse to stand lives on as the shadow. For guys, this regularly approach aggression, lust, dominance. But for women, the shadow exhibits itself in a different way. And when you see it clearly, you'll understand why guys get played time and again once more. The dark feminine isn't always sugar and mild. It is not the divine goddess nonsense Instagram existence coaches sell. No, the dark female is primal, seductive, manipulative. It is female as enchantress, girl as predator, lady as a force of chaos that bends reality to her advantage. Look at delusion, have a look at history, from Helen of Troy to Cleopatra, from Delilah to Matahari, the dark female has continually been there. She does not overcome with armies. She conquers with glances, whispers, and the cautious manipulation of male desire. She does not fight for assets along with her fists. She uses her splendor, her sexuality, her foxy to extract sources, energy, and protection from guys who accept as true what they're on top of things. Jung might say this isn't random, it is archetypal. The female shadow is each fascinating and terrifying because it embodies the part of woman that men cannot fully hold close. She is the siren that attracts sailors into the rocks, the witch who lures you into the forest, the mistress who whispers exactly what you need to hear, then drains you of the entirety you have and hears the brutal truth most guys cannot be given. The dark feminine feeds on weak point. She can odor desperation like blood in the water. The more you pedestalize her, the more she knows she owns you. The instant you surrender your want for her approval, your preference for her validation, she strings you want a puppet. That is why so many guys who think they're gamers or excessive fee nonetheless get wrecked, because they don't remember the fact that the dark feminine doesn't chase your muscular tissues or your Rolex. She chases your psyche. She needs your attention, your obsession, your emotional funding. And whilst she has it, she has leverage. The cutting edge man underestimates this strength due to the fact he thinks manipulation requires words. No, the darkish feminine works through diffused signals, behind schedule replies, calculated indifference, moments of intimacy observed with the aid of withdrawal. Every tactic forces you to chase, to surprise, to question yourself. You observed you're pursuing her. However, in reality, she's main you exactly where she wishes you. And the maximum dangerous component, she's often unconscious of it. This is not a grand conspiracy in which girls meet in mystery to plan seduction techniques. No, it's instinct, it's survival. It's written into the shadow of femininity passed via generations, honed by way of evolution. You may find it irresistible or hate it. However, you cannot forget about it. Jung said that until you make the subconscious conscious, it'll rule your lifestyles and you will name it destiny. Guys who forget about the dark female call their heartbreak terrible luck. Men who see it for what its miles apprehend that is the shadow at paintings. To confront it, you don't fight her. You fight your very own blindness. You strip away projection. You discover ways to master your personal desire so that seduction has no grip on you. Best then can you meet the dark female without being ate up by her. In Jung's time, the dark feminine showed up in myth, in goals, in whispers of the unconscious. Nowadays, she's proper to your pocket. You deliver her in your cell phone. You open the app and there she is, filtered, staged, perfected, an endless gallery of archetypal seduction at scale. Instagram is the new temple of Aphrodite, but unlike the old statues of goddesses carved in stone, those women breathe, flow, pose, and publish every day. They realize their angles. They recognize the lights. They realize the way to bait interest like a fisherman dangling a computer virus, and thousands of guys, excessive value and coffee cost alike, chew each unmarried day. The thirst entice isn't always an accident. It's calculated shadow play. Every bikini shot, every pout, Every gymnasium selfie is a trap designed to check one factor: how an awful lot attention can she command? Due to the fact in the present-day market, interest is currency, and guys are the providers. Courting apps, they are no longer approximately meeting humans. They are about ladies sorting through guys like merchandise. Swipe left, swipe proper, discard, select, discard, select. The man believes he is selecting, however the reality is harsher. Girls manipulate the filter, ladies manipulate the frame, women decide who even enters the sport, and best fanatics. That's the darkish female industrialized direct monetization of male preference. What was whispers within the shadows is now a subscription model. $10 a month to pretend she knows your call, $100 for a unique message, $0 for a faux experience of intimacy. That is shadow play weaponized into a financial system. Billions of dollars made by means of promoting guys the illusion that they count to her. Right here's the savage truth. Ladies now not need to seduce in character. The market has long gone virtual. She will be able to sit down in a rental, submit a story, and have 10 men sending money, 20 guys begging for interest, 50 men validating her existence without lifting a finger outside her door. The ancients would call this witchcraft. We call it social media. And what about the so referred to as high-value guys? Don't fool yourself. They're in the trap too. Athletes, entrepreneurs, musicians, they all slide into the identical DM. They all orbit the same girls. They all get performed by using the same calculated signals, because the shadow doesn't care how big your bank account is. In case you crave her validation, she owns you. What Jung would say is chilling. We aren't residing in an age of liberation. We're dwelling in an age wherein the collective unconscious is projected onto a global display screen. Instagram is not just photographs. It is the archetypal female shadow, seductive, elusive, manipulative, scaled as much as billions, and guys are drowning in it. The question is not whether or not ladies are using these gear to their advantage. The question is why guys haven't woken up. Each like, each remark, each greenback dispatched is a person unconsciously turning in his power. This is not romance. It's no longer love. It is ritual sacrifice at the altar of attention. Till guys stop feeding the machine, they may stay its slaves. If Jung tore open the psyche to reveal the shadow, the subconscious projections that enslave men, then the query is simple. What have to a man do once he is aware of the reality? The answer is brutal. You forestall chasing, you prevent worshipping, you forestall projecting, you grasp yourself, otherwise you remain a slave. Each guy who falls to the dark feminine falls due to the fact he cannot see her for what she is. A reflect of his personal unconscious preference. The girl isn't the problem. Instagram is not the hassle. Most effective lovers isn't the trouble. The problem is the person who wishes her validation, who wishes her gaze to experience alive, who desires her touch to feel like a person. Jung might let you know, in case you crave her, she owns you. In case you need her, you're already misplaced. Due to the fact what you're surely chasing isn't always her. It is your very own projection. You've got taken the interior, your psyche, the feminine archetype each man contains, and you have pasted it onto a female who would not even understand you. You've got given her the crown. You've made her a goddess. And gods do not love mortals, they use them. So what have to you learn? Brutal detachment. Now not hatred of ladies, not withdrawal from existence, but the ruthless capacity to peer through the sport. To observe the bikini photo and see now not splendor but strategy. To hear the compliment and hear not love however leverage. To watch the smile and recognize its bait, now not salvation. The person who learns this becomes untouchable. He can experience ladies without being fed on via them. He can stroll into the marketplace without being seduced via the stalls. He can stand inside the presence of splendor and not bow right down to it. This isn't always coldness, that is freedom. However, freedom comes with a charge, sacrifice. You must kill the part of you that begs, kill the simp in you, kill the desperate little boy who thinks a woman's attention will make him complete. Jung could call this confronting your shadow, facing the darkest truth that your starvation for ladies is clearly your starvation for yourself. You need her because you do not but very own your very own soul. So analyze this. Mastery is solitude. Educate whilst no person watches. Build while no one claps. Read whilst no person cares. Create whilst no person validates. The person who not wishes the feminine shadow is the person girls cannot control. Paradoxically, he is additionally the man girls crave maximum due to the fact electricity is magnetic. But here's the ambiguity. The moment you chase, you lose. The instant you want, you post. The moment you worship, you are already in your knees. A person who learns Jung's lesson lives like this. Ladies can also orbit him. Ladies may additionally take a look at him. Women may additionally attempt to drag him into the game, but he never gives away his middle. His soul is his personal. His validation comes from within. Self-mastery is the simplest antidote to seduction. Maximum guys in no way get away this trap. They spend their lives chasing shadows of girls they have projected therma onto, convinced that the next one will shop them, that the next accurate girl will heal them, that the next relationship will in the end bring peace. And on every occasion they are gobbled by means of the identical cycle: preference, illusion, betrayal, melancholy. This is not an accident. This is how the psyche works while you refuse to confront it. That is how guys stay trapped era after generation, worshipping the feminine as if she have been divine, when in reality she is human, flawed, calculating, and gambling her very own survival game. Guys nowadays aren't honest with themselves. They're no longer men, they're addicts. Addicts to splendor, to attention, to validation. So, right here is the mission. Will you be unique? This isn't always approximately hating girls. It is about refusing to be fed on via them. It's approximately killing the a part of you this is vulnerable, needy, begging for love that never existed. It is approximately growing above the illusion, taking again your power, and dwelling as a person who can't be sold, seduced, or broken. Apprehend this. Love, as you had been taught, is a myth, a delusion constructed to preserve guys docile, obedient, and distracted. The real guy does not chase love. He chases mastery. He chases his challenge. He chases greatness. And if a lady stands beside him, she is a partner, no longer a savior. Jung could let you know, thema ought to be incorporated, no longer wrapped. You should take return the projection you solid on girls and very own it within yourself. That longing you feel, it is no longer for her, it's in your own soul. The moment you recognize that, you not kneel earlier than the goddess. You stroll past her, lantern in hand, untouchable. That is the Jungian call to stay as if the illusions are shattered, to see through beauty, through seduction, through manipulation, and still stay unmoved, to grasp yourself so completely that no woman, no photo, no choice can enslave you. Most guys will in no way try this. They will die chasing, they'll die begging, they will die damaged. However, maybe, simply perhaps, you may now not. So here's the final command. Forestall attempting to find the lady who will prevent. She would not exist. Save yourself, grasp yourself, come to be the person who needs nothing, who fears nothing, who kneels earlier than not anything. If those words reduce you open, don't just click on away and numb yourself with every other distraction. Just like the video, share it with some other brother lost within the phantasm. And if you agree,